My name's Kate Wiseman and I am a writer and a mudlark, and I'm very, very happy to be a guest time teller. And I'm going to tell you a bit about mudlarking, what it used to be like and what it's like now. So you can probably see that I've got masses of clothes on. I've got vests, I've got thermal tights, I've got socks, I've got wellies, I've got shirts and jumpers and all kinds of things. And that's what you need to go mudlarking. Mudlarking, I should say, is searching the shore of the Thames for treasure. And I am one of only 5,000 people with a permit to do that. So I'm very, very fortunate. So today, mudlarking is wonderful. I'll show you in a bit some of the things I find. Go back to Victorian times. Mudlarking was a very different kettle of fish. Look at this. These are mudlarks. They'd be dressed like that all year round. The weather, when it's nice, I guess it's okay. Imagine, see they've got no shoes on or no socks. Imagine having to walk through the Thames, through the mud, the rubbish and glass and things that accumulate everywhere on the Thames because it was used as a rubbish dump for 2,000 years, with no shoes on. Imagine it was a cold winter's day, a bit like today, and you've got to go into that water with nothing to protect your feet. It was not for the faint-hearted. So today, mudlarks, if they're lucky, find things like this. It's a bit of a bracelet. Or things like this. Look at this pipe. You can date this pipe to the late 19th century because it portrays a soldier from that time. I think it's Kitchener. It could be Gordon of Khartoum, but it's one or the other. So you can date these pipes from the people on them. You can also date them according to the size of the bowl, because when tobacco first came to our country, it was very expensive, very, very expensive. It was a real luxury, and that meant that only people with a lot of money could buy it, and then they smoked tiny amounts. I thought I'd brought a little bowl with me to show you how small it was, because it was too expensive to do anything else. What else can I show you? You often find things like thimbles. This one's quite late, but the early ones, all the little holes in this thimble would have been put in by hand. Amazing. You find lots of pins. You find toys, bits of toys. How did they end up in the Thames? It's fascinating. Look at this. Can you see this tiny little ivory elephant? How did he end up in the Thames? He's been floating around for at least 100 years until I found him. More toys. Look at this. This is the head of a doll. When dolls were made from china, you would sew this onto a soft body. You would sew on china arms and china legs, and that would be your doll. So amazing things. Now I've only just got here today, and all I've found so far, let me find my pocket, because I haven't really been looking yet. There are hundreds of thousands of ship's nails. Okay, here's one of them. Because shipbuilding was a huge enterprise here. Nice bit of thick glass there, either from a wine glass or possibly from a bottle top. When bottle tops weren't so disposable, they were made of glass. So I'm going to do a good look around. I'm going to see what else I can find. I hope to share that with you later, and also I will tell you more about my mudlark mysteries, books charting the adventures of a group of Victorian mudlarks, about what they find and where it leads to. Okay, I will see you later. Okay. Just found something rather nice here. We do find quite a lot of them, but I just wonder if you can see anything in this picture. I'm going to pick it up. So look at this. This is a pin, a handmade pin. It's longer than normal pins. And pins were used before there were zips and before buttons were very common. People used to pin their clothes together, and every pin was handmade. Just wanted to show you this, which is just about the biggest tooth I've ever come across. Obviously of age. I don't know if it's a cow or a horse. I'm sure someone will be able to tell me. So I'm just showing you this part of the shore, which is right up in the corner of a very, very old wall, a couple of very old buildings, an old pub. And can you see how much black there is within all this? All the tiles, all the bones, all the pottery shards. That's because rubbish would have been burnt before it was thrown on the foreshore. So in among all that burnt stuff, there are actually a few interesting things. You find lots of pottery shards, and you can date them by various means. That to me looks like 19th century. You can tell according to what they're made from, how well they're fired, how the decoration is applied, all kinds of things. So that's a nice bit. I'm going to take that home. Now, oh yeah, this is the handle of a 17th century witch bottle, also known as a bellarmine jug. I would love to find a whole bellarmine jug, and it's highly unlikely that I ever will. They have a big, they're big sort of round containers, and on the front there's a face of a bearded man, and often he looks very angry. And the reason these get called witch bottles is that people used to use them to ward off curses in the days when people were very superstitious. And the last thing, as you can see that this has been very, very burnt. This looks like a pipkin leg. Now, a pipkin was a medieval cooking pot. Obviously, it'd need more than one leg because all your food would fall out. But that's been rather burnt. Looks like it's got a bit of glaze on it. So I'm going to take that as well. Can't see anything else at the moment. I'll be back if I do. Well, the first rule of mudlarking is to know when the tide is coming in and when you need to leave, and to know where your escape route is. Mine is just behind me. As you can see, the tide's coming in. I'm absolutely frozen. Very obviously modern. And someone's written some words on it. I wonder why. Sometimes I've found things with what look like bits of curses on, modern. Maybe it's a good way of getting things off your chest. Maybe it's a wish for the future, a good wish. Yeah, interesting. I'm not going to take that. I shall leave it in case it's magical. But perhaps as a writing challenge, you could think about what you would write on a plate and what's the word? And sacrifice to the Thames. Or perhaps you could imagine that you're a poor, freezing Victorian mudlark with nothing on your feet, out in all weathers, trying to find enough bits of scraps of coal and animal fat and bones and rope to survive. Maybe you could write about a diary entry from the perspective of one of those. Now that I'm home, I just wanted to show you 3 things that I found yesterday that some of them were featured in my video, but not all of them. Now I want to show you this lovely piece of uranium glass, which you can date to early 20th century. You see how it glows when ultraviolet light is shone on it? That's because when it was manufactured, low levels of uranium, I know it sounds scary, were added to it to give it colour. And the best way of telling if glass is uranium is to do what I'm doing now, shine an ultraviolet torch on it. So I think I might get that made into a necklace or something. Can you imagine, I don't know, going somewhere at night and your necklace would be glowing? It'd be rather fun. Oh, by the way, this ring is a foreshore find as well. Little silver ring. And then finally, I was talking about small pipes when tobacco was really expensive, and this is one of them. So you can see it's got a very bulbous bowl, and it's really small. Oh, and there's my cat. Go away, Zebedee. Come to help. It's come to model it. There you go. So yeah, tiny bulbous bowl, because tobacco was so expensive. So that could have, oh look, here's Zebedee helping by knocking things off the sofa. Thank you, Zebedee. So that could have been in someone's mouth at the time of the Great Fire of London. It could even have been in someone's mouth, someone who went to see just a Shakespeare play. So how amazing is that? I love finding early pipe bowls. From the Thames. Thank you for watching.